Hey guys, Mike Cricket 113. Hope everybody's doing well. Uh, just a little opinion thing going on here. Just wanted to tell you. This is a Baofeng radio. There it is right there, Baofeng. And the amateur world, they don't really like these things. They haven't liked them for years because you can get them on Amazon so cheap. And but hams use them. We use them. Amateur radio licensed operators use them. But last night I was listening to some shortwave, and I was listening to I guess I stumbled upon WRMI, I believe it is, and I was listening. It was around 9 o'clock or so, 9:30. I was listening to Hal Turner, and everybody knows Hal Turner, I think. Not everybody, but maybe some people do. Extreme right guy, and very controversial. But anyway, I was listening to his broadcast, and he was talking about, or there was a caller that called in and asked about what kind of Walkie Talkie he recommended in a prior show. And he was saying about a Baofeng. A Baofeng. Now, Hal Turner is not an amateur radio operator, and neither probably was the caller, because he obviously didn't know what a Baofeng was. And that's the problem. These are not walkie-talkies for public use. And that's what amateurs get very kind of upset about. But what can you do? These things are kind of like CBs in a respect that they're treated like the 11 meter, which by FCC laws have 4 watts, but and you can't increase your power, but people do it anyway. So I guess this little video here is about the people that do it anyway, and that don't follow the rules, or don't think the rules apply to them. And it's not really right. It's not right to recommend these radios for civilian use if you're not licensed or you're not provided by local government, fire department, EMS to use them. They wouldn't be using these anyway. I've heard stories that Walmart employees, whether day crew or night crew, use these radios as well. And Walmart may have a licensed frequency, so it may be okay. But your everyday citizen, they're not going to know what bands they can or cannot be transmitting on, and they may be interfering with local government, schools, busing systems, anything, trains, any of that nature. The problem with these radios are, and that's why hams don't particularly like them, the Baofeng Chinese radio, they're completely open. They can transmit between 136 megahertz all the way up to about 520 megahertz. So open meaning they're not locked for just amateur frequencies. So that's what makes these Baofengs a problem. And I use them, but I only use them for amateur radio use, 2 meter and 70 centimeter. They do make a tri-bander as well, which I also own. And I do like them because they're cheap and they work good. And I don't see the point. I don't see the point at spending $400 or $100 on an amateur radio HT when I could be spending $400 on a mobile amateur radio or a GMRS radio. So that's the story. So I like that they're good for me as an amateur, but I don't like that everyday citizens are using them for their own purposes, technically illegally. So it's a touchy subject. I know. And people are going to do what they're going to do. It's like the 11 meter crowd, you know. I respect that there are operators out there, and it's great that you're doing your thing. But a lot of the 11 meter crowd are using amateur radio gear. 10 meter radios that these companies like Connex and Ranger, Striker, president, even electronics. They make these 10-meter radios knowing full well, I think they know full well, because they gear it towards the 11-meter market, because all those radios that I just mentioned, or those companies I mentioned, and you know those radios, look like CB radios, and they're channelized. There's no VFOs. So, yeah, it is what it is. And so, anyway, that's my take on it. I just wanted to mention that. This isn't a plug for Hal Turner, but he kind of caught my ear when he started talking about the Baofengs and recommending that to his caller. And then he was talking about CB radio, which is great. That's a good thing to have in emergency communications. But if you need emergency communications, I suggest you go get some Bubble Pack FRS, GMRS radios, and stay away from these. You'll be better off, and or whatever. You do what you want to do. I'm just telling you how I feel. You know, I respect everybody and everybody's opinion, and you know, we just got to respect each other. That's all it comes down to. But this is Mike Cricket 113. Hope you guys are having a good week. Memorial Day is coming up, so I hope you have a great weekend for that. And I'll say 7-3. Talk to you later.